I'm just having some spearmint tea. It's literally like my new favorite thing right now. I've been drinking it like every day for the past month, and so many benefits to this tea. Look it up, it's really good. I might add a little picture here. So yummy, I love it. So anyways, today I wanted to basically talk about how to simply and effectively maintain healthy habits and how to build them, how to stay consistent with them in a way that's actually doable and not forced and doesn't feel unnatural. Because I think we've all been through that, where we want to maintain a healthy habit, and because we've forced it and we're expecting results straight away, it never works out, because we have unrealistic standards for ourselves at times, and we want to look a certain way when we know we can't, and we just don't accept who we are, which is like the main thing that we need to basically do in this world. Just accept yourself for who you are and build positive habits on top of that. See that you are not something to be fixed. You are just experiencing being alive and doing the best you can, but in that process taking care of yourself fully and effectively. I think we all need to realize that being like the best version of yourself isn't really a thing. It's just like you're constantly improving on yourself, so there's never like the best version of yourself. It's just you building healthy habits to live longer, I guess, and to be healthy for as long as possible and maintain that health. Because I feel like when you build good habits for the sake of your health, instead of just like, I don't know, like when you're working out, for example, instead of achieving like a physical form, you focus more on the health of things, side of things. Because I've done both, where I was like, I wanted to look a certain way and, you know, have a certain body shape, so I really focused on that instead of the fact that it's for my health. And once I started focusing on my health and kind of got rid of the whole physical appearance, I kind of in a way started to get a physical appearance that I wanted all along, but I didn't actually know. It's very weird to explain, but like, because I started to feel so good within myself and in my body, like through within, I started to love the body that was outside of, in the world, in the 3D, whatever, I don't know. The first thing that I'd say to start building healthy habits, to stay consistent with them, is to start small. Because if you're going to force yourself to, say you've never worked out before and you decide to, you know, start working out 1 hour a day, every day, do you think you're going to sustain that? No, you're not, because you're not used to that. And when you, for some people it works, but it's really, really rare for them to stay consistent with that, I guess, because otherwise you can end up going onto the other side of things, where you're an extremist and you become addicted to, you know, working out and going to the gym and all of this. And not that it's like a negative thing, but also too much of that can have very negative impact on your life, and not just obviously on your health, but also on your social life, your family life, friends, work, all of that. So it's finding that balance within all of it. But yeah, starting small. Start with 10 minutes a day. Start with, for example, for me, with Pilates, I had to like build myself into it. I started doing it maybe like twice a week for about like half an hour usually, like, so an hour a week of it. I've built that habit to the point where it's like kind of become a main workout. And I started off slowly and in small steps, because I wanted to learn all the moves properly. I wanted to understand them. And, you know, when I'm doing a class, for example, I want to know when the instructor is saying what like kind of move I'm doing, because I know the move I need to get into, instead of having to like look up and stuff. And I wanted to be so comfortable in doing it, in all the moves, feeling the right muscles, contracting the right muscles, and like feeling it in the right places without just like flailing my body around. Because you see that a lot, and it's like, you're not really getting an effective workout in, because you can, first of all, injure yourself, and second of all, you won't be seeing the results that you want or feeling the results that you want, because you're not actually activating your muscles properly. So that was like my main goal, is to kind of understand the movements and feel them in the right places, because I think a lot of the time people don't enjoy things because they don't master the art of it, and it takes time with that stuff. Like, you really need to. And I feel like a lot of the times people get put off by that because, oh, they want it straight away, right? But that's the whole beauty of it, is like giving yourself that time and space to learn something, and allowing yourself to enjoy that process, because that's where like you see the results, right? And then you just like forget about it. It's weird, like you start enjoying it so much that you kind of actually forget about why you were doing it in the first place, because you started to enjoy it so much that just kind of went out your head. Because the process is usually always the fun part of things, instead of getting to the end goal, because like I said, there's no really end goal. Like, there's no just best version of you. You just kind of keep going and building and stacking those healthy habits, and obviously that might change over time. You might find something else that you want to do for workouts, for example, or something else like you want to try for diet wise. But yeah, I just feel like that's what kind of happened to me. And it was weird because like at first when I started it, it wasn't something that I really enjoyed, because I found it way too slow and like complicated. And it kind of just happened out of nowhere, because I stayed consistent with it, because I wanted to see how far I could push myself and how much I could learn. And yeah, so that was part of it, I guess. And now I do like Pilates 5 to 6 days a week now, because I just love it so much, and it's become like my main source of workouts. But yeah, and you can do that with anything, obviously, because the small wins will build momentum, and then it just becomes easier to maintain those habits, because like you see the results and you start stacking them on top of each other, and that's what gets you to where you want to be. Another thing you could do is habit stacking. So basically pairing a habit that you're already like, a positive habit, a good habit, I don't know, a habit that you already do on top of another one. So for example, like, I don't know, after you brush your teeth, you drink not a liter, I don't recommend drinking a liter of water, but like a glass of water afterwards, or do like 10 jumping jacks or something like that. But you just stack those things, so like when you do this, you'll do that afterwards. And that's one thing that has kind of helped me as well, especially with like the whole drinking water part, because like sometimes, like I've said, I forget to drink water throughout the day. So it's just like a good little starter and reminder to do that, because otherwise I'll just forget. And yeah, that's habit stacking, I guess. Another, what else could you do? Like an example for me is like before I go to bed, I'll brush my teeth, and then I'll go to bed, and then I'll read my book. And I know that's like my little like routine that I will do. Also, like setting clear goals and what you want to achieve with those habits is quite important, because if you're just saying something like, I want to read more, you're not being specific enough. So for example, instead of saying you want to read more, say you want to read 10 pages a day of a book, because you've got a clear goal that you need to achieve every single day, and that helps you kind of build on top of that. So like, say 1 week it's 10 pages, the next week it might be 15 or 12 or whatever. Or you don't have to do that, you could just be like, I just want to read 10 pages a day, or a chapter a day. If you want to track that progress, then you can obviously like journal it, or use an app, or just to keep track of things, because sometimes we might forget, especially if we're starting a new habit and it's not part of our routine. It's difficult to maintain it because you might forget about it, or something else comes in between. And for me, like, I have quite a pretty simple life, so I don't really like need to remember many things. But when I do start habits, like I'm very like persistent with them, because I want to see results. And I think that's the thing that I fell in love with, is like the whole process. Like I said earlier, the whole process is what made me want to do like things. It's really weird to explain, because I'm like, I want to see results, of course, but the whole process of it is what's fun for me, and that's where I find enjoyment. And I think that's the important part of finding the enjoyment in the processes that you do and the habits that you're building, and just like learning everything. So I think just finding a joy in that is what makes you build healthy habits in general, because if you can't find a joy in doing those things, you won't maintain them. And I think maybe sometimes just having that idea in the back of like, this is good for me and I will maintain, like a lot of the times, for example, when I know something is good for me, I'm more likely to obviously maintain that healthy habit because I want to feel healthy and feel good. And for example, like with this tea, the spearmint tea, is supposed to be like really good for women's hormones and balancing your hormones. And I think this past month it has really helped me. And I don't know whether it's just like a placebo effect, but a lot of the times these things do change you, and you don't even realize when you're not focusing so much on the end result, and you're kind of just like, you know, I love the taste of this tea, I'm just gonna drink it like once or twice a day and just see if anything changes. It might. And honestly, it has made my skin really glowy. And yeah, I think you guys need to try the spearmint tea as well because it's so good. Also, making things convenient. So for example, what I do, if I know I'm going to work out the next morning when I wake up, I lay out my workout clothes the night before, so they're already there and I just grab them straight in the morning when I wake up, go and change. So like little things like that. Or for example, what else could you do? Like if you want to drink more water, you could have a glass of water by your bed before you wake up, like leave it the night before and drink it straight away when you wake up, because you're removing those barriers in the way. So instead of like waking up having to choose an outfit to wear for your workout, like that's just another thing that you have to think about in the morning. And a lot of the times when we wake up, you just want to get going really. And it depends, I guess, because sometimes I like to start my mornings quite slow. But if I know that I'm not going to find the motivation to pick an outfit for myself, doing it the night before is what makes my life easier as well. And even just like, even for work, for example, if you care about what you wear, then picking out an outfit the night before and having it laid out so you don't have to rush around the next morning and, you know, just throw your clothes on and you're out the door. It just makes your life so much easier. So just preparing yourself ahead. And even like if you might not have time for breakfast, do it the night before, prepare it the night before. What else? Like if you still go to school, for example, prepare your school bag for the next day so you don't have to worry about it in the morning. Make sure everything is there for like your lessons and all the right books. Because when you reduce that friction between having those barriers in the way, it's so much easier to build those habits because you've removed those barriers and you've given yourself, basically you're showing yourself love, like, you know, because you're thinking about your future self. And even though it's just in the near future, it helps you so much. And it's just little things like that take like 5 minutes to do that make it so much more easier and more fun for you to achieve those goals and build those healthy habits. And I think the last most important thing is to reward yourself. So obviously that can be with like, what could it be? It could be with like some sort of clothing item, maybe a bag that you wanted for a while, or some shoes that you wanted to buy, or just literally getting yourself like a nice little cup of coffee from a really cute little coffee shop. That's like my little thing, like I love all that stuff. Or even like a book, like I love books, like I feel like they are a treat to myself because I'm treating my mind with those books. What else? Skincare, for example, like I love to buy skincare for myself, and that's like, I see that as a treat for myself as well because it's something that I invest my money into and into myself. What else could you, yeah, anything. So like when you hit milestones, when you like say 3 months you've done that healthy habit and you've seen massive changes and you feel so much better, treat yourself, reward the hard work that you put in. Because if you're always hard on yourself, you don't enjoy it then. And like, life is to be enjoyed, and all those little things, they add up, you know. And focus on progress, not perfection, because consistency is much more important than being flawless in life. And you'll never be flawless, ever, ever, ever. That's just a reminder. And nothing's ever going to be perfect. And that's okay. Like, that is okay. I hear so many people saying like, oh, but I can't do this, I can't do that. But that's the whole point. Just practice and you will learn that skill. You will build that habit. And it's all about practice, 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 and loving yourself enough to do it for yourself. And I will always preach that you need to learn to love yourself, and doing these things, building habits, healthy habits, is showing to yourself that you love yourself. So yeah, love languages shouldn't be just given from other people to you. You need to give all those love languages to yourself. Like, say positive things to yourself, buy yourself gifts, because how you treat yourself is how the world is going to treat you most of the time. And yeah, that's all that I've got for tonight. I'm going to continue drinking my tea and probably watch a movie. I had a lovely little day out with my brother. He wanted to go on all the underground lines, not the stations, but lines. So it was quite a long day and I'm a little bit tired. But yeah, that was one of my goals, I guess, for like this year, is to spend a lot more time with my little brother and build our relationship and friendship. And yeah, I've been loving it and it's just been so fun. Hope you guys enjoy this video and I will see you in my next one. I'll notice that you guys love the workout videos, so your girl, I might be trying to make like a workout video once a week because I really enjoy making them as well. And yeah, I'm gonna do a mix of like Pilates and like yoga stuff because that's my main kind of like niche, I guess, and that's what I know. So yeah, thank you guys for watching again, and shall see you very soon. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up, comment down below what your healthy habit is for this new coming year, or what you've achieved this year. I'd love to know. And yeah, stay loving yourselves and stay blessed. Love ya. Bye.